Okay, so we had a Nintendo Direct on September 4th. I'm going to go over that. Okay, so the Nintendo Direct stream started at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, which is later than usual. I think they usually like between 8 and 10. That's just the way I've noticed it before. But I think having it later in the day for North American audiences draws more views. So I think it's better if they have it in the afternoon, in the evening. Probably get more views that way. But it would be more time for their server ducks to be in a row before dropping live available today news bombs during the presentation, which they did do. A new co-op focused Kirby game called Super Kirby Clash was announced to be available later that day. For Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Challenger Pack 3 featuring DLC fighter Banjo-Kazooie, a new themed Spiral Mountain stage with a collection of 10 songs, seven of which were new remixes by Grant Kirkhope himself, were confirmed to be available later that day. There was a port of the cult classic Deadly Premonition that came out that same day. So everything I'm kind of going over, these were like things like available today or later today. It was like previously unannounced. You didn't know when this stuff was going to come, and it was just like it's here now. So the whole Deadly Premonition in particular, I mean, who would have thought that Deadly Premonition would be? It's getting a sequel that's coming to Switch, but there's now a Deadly Premonition Origins, which is just like a port of the first game to Switch. I mean, that game was kind of a joke when it first came out, and it just like took on like a cult following, kind of like Twin Peaks, which is like what the game is a little based off of. Like Twin Peaks was kind of like this whack, kind of quirky show that got a cult following, involved in that, wanting to see that. Okay, other ones that were released that day of September 4th, we got Divinity Original Sin 2. That was another one. So for anyone reading this that has a Switch, feel free to jump on the same day gratification ASAP with those. Those are out now. Immediately, they've been out since the 4th, so something to look at. Okay, so the very first section of the Direct gave a release date for an Overwatch port for the Switch. So around August 26th, there was a leaked image of an Overwatch-themed Switch colorway and a matching carrying case that made rounds after an Amazon mishap, right? Something got posted showing that, and then it got taken down shortly after, but people take screenshots. Never really goes away.
Once something goes online, it ain't ever coming off.
Okay, so it was a giant leap to think Tracer would be coming to Smash Ultimate after this. A port of Overwatch was a done deal, which is a thing. Another hero from Overwatch that I think is also very popular that could be Smash worthy, maybe be D.Va. D.Va's pretty popular, but
I could see D.Va being on Smash, especially considering she's the gamer from Overwatch.
But it just seems like Tracer's just like the main mascot for Overwatch, so that would probably make the most sense, really. But yeah, so it's more in the realm of possibility for an Overwatch hero to join Smash now, but it's still wildly out of the question if we're being real here. Like, okay, so Overwatch Switch will be released October 15th, 2019. There's going to be some gyro motion controls implemented for the port. For example, Junkrat's Riptire Ultimate can be controlled by moving and tilting the Switch in handheld mode.
So, like Mario Kart.
I don't know how much better that's going to make things, but that's just something you can do while in handheld mode. So also mind you that Overwatch is a competitive online only game. There's no campaign, there's no real single player stuff. If you make a bot match, you have to be connected online with the Blizzard servers too. So I mean, this is a game you
This
really.
is a game for online only people. If you have to have Nintendo Switch online, and it's basically like Fortnite. You have to have the online mode or whatever for
It,
Switch.
it's like that with Fortnite, but Overwatch isn't free to play.
Well,
Fortnite
no,
is.
but
Yeah.
it's the same when we're talking about connectivity and stuff.
Yeah. It's. I'm kind of bothered with games that are online only and that are not free to play. I don't know, something about buying a game and you can only play it online. Thing is, I play Overwatch a lot. Thing is, Zach gifted me Overwatch. I probably wouldn't have bought in that game otherwise. And it's like I ended up really liking the game, but it is sad that like Blizzard they they're in for the long haul if their game is successful. Think about like World of Warcraft. That game came out in 2004, I think,
I believe
and
so.
they're still supporting that game and shit. So that's there's still like millions of people that play that. So I don't know if how long Overwatch is going to be supported, but they got like an esport going on right now. It's doing pretty well. It's being like broadcast on like what Disney Channel or
What's being broadcast on
so
Disney?
isn't Overwatch League that's being broadcast on some cable channel like on the weekend, I think.
I don't
It's
That's
either
know.
it's
weird.
either it's Disney or Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon. It's one of those.
That's
In
weird because as weird as this is, ESPN is usually the site that the network that covers esports. Now, I still find that strange, even though it's been a thing for a while now. Like I remember when ESPN was like football, baseball, basketball type thing, and now it's like StarCraft, Dota, Overwatch, and other esports too. I'm like, what the fuck's going on here?
okay, so the thing is, what I said about it being on TV, that was a thing. I don't know if it still is. I mean, if I was gonna watch, Overwatch League, I'd just watch like the Twitch stream. That would be
Yeah,
the way I would watch it. But there is like I believe some blocks of TV on, like I said, either Nickelodeon or Disney Channel or Toon Disney or Disney DX. One of those. DX isn't that like the action themed cartoon kind of
I
Disney?
believe so.
Yeah, maybe it's on that. It's on one of
XD,
those.
I think it is.
XD DX. Okay,
Huh.
so there could be some other unique features to the Switch version, other than the gyro stuff. But for now, it seems kind of limited. I mean, if playing in handheld mode within Wi-Fi range would interest you, this might be a selling feature or something. But I wouldn't want to play this on Switch. This is going to be the most potato form you
It's
play the game.
720p. It's 720p Overwatch. I don't think it's going to be potato, especially if it's being like specifically made for this for the system. It it's not going to be as bad as you think it is what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, it's streamed on Disney XD as well as ESPN.
Okay.
Okay.
Uh,
And you know what? That makes sense because Disney owns ESPN.
True. Yep.
so I'm just thinking if there's people that they haven't played Overwatch before, like, would they get this on Switch?
If they don't have another
Maybe to try
console
it.
or if they don't have a PC, probably. Like people like Okir, for instance. Okir has a Switch. He doesn't have another console, or he doesn't have a gaming PC at the moment. So this would probably be something he would get. And let's move on a little bit. Let's
Okay, so
mention that there is no cross-platform play yet, but I believe you say in your article that they're working on it, or
I didn't mention, I
or
didn't
was that
write
something
that in the
else?
article. I didn't write
Eh.
anything about that in the article, but there are some talk about crossplay, but no, there isn't crossplay right now between
PC and
the
the other
P-
consoles. So
yeah, yeah. So it's
there might be console crossplay. I don't know. I haven't played it on the consoles,
well,
but
that's pretty much all there is to say about Overwatch on Switch. If you only have a Switch and this is like the only way to play it, the thing is, I gotta give props to Blizzard. This game has very strong minimum system requirements on
mm-hmm.
PC. Like it's not a very difficult game to run. I would almost compare it to it's almost like a Valve game, like Left 4 Dead in some ways, how well it scales down. So I mean, yeah, you could play it on Switch, but it just if you have an opportunity to play it on other platforms, you should probably play it on a platform. Getting that. But
It is also worth noting that the team that's porting Overwatch to the Switch is the same team that ported Diablo 3 to the Switch.
Good to know.
So
Blizzard games.
they have a track record porting Blizzard games to the Switch now.
All right.
Fireworks, I guess. Okay. I'm not sure if you guys heard that.
I heard something, but
Okay, so moving away from Overwatch, this was the first thing they showed, right? At the
It was
Nintendo
their
Direct.
lead-in. It was their big
It was-
opening thing.
So moving on from Overwatch, this week there was a leak that the next new fighter for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate after Banjo-Kazooie would be from the SNK brand. During the direct, there was a cool Neo Geo styled cutscene featuring King of Fighters characters attempting to snag an invitation letter to join Smash, because that's how they're introducing new fighters to Smash. Like, there's literally a letter that goes around and like gets handed to somebody, and it's like, oh, I get to join Smash, like as if they would like decline it or something.
no.
No, anyone who actually gets the letter, they always accept. They
It's like
always accept.
Hogwarts. You're a wizard.
You're invited to Smash. Everybody knows
Yeah.
about Smash. You want to be in Smash? Of course you want to be in Smash.
In the end, after all the failures of people trying to get the letter, the funniest one was probably, I forget his name is like Guess or Geese. He's kind of like a maybe not a boss fighter, but like a penultimate kind of like boss from like SNK games. I think of like Rugal as like a main kind of boss figure, kind of like M Bison is in Street Fighter, and then Geese is more like Sagat or Akuma or something like that. But Geese, he like reached out to get it, and like he fell off of like some tower, and like he like just fell. I think that's kind of like a running theme with Geese. I think that's happened a number of times, like in some like animated cutscenes with him, like him falling and shit. That's like a thing for him.
I would hate for
So
that to be my thing. Like
okay, so
constantly falling off stuff.
okay, so okay, so Terry Bogard. Now, I I remember having I still have it, Capcom versus SNK2, and I remember having that game before I even got that. The first time I ever really heard about SNK and King of Fighters, or the first time I mentioned that game to somebody, he said, "Oh yeah, Terry, Terry is like the most well known SNK fighter." With his like pummel wave kind of projectile attacks. He wears like a trucker hat. He's got like red jacket, denim jeans. Honestly, I don't know too much about Terry, but he is like the face of SNK fighters, fighting games, right? So Terry Bogard, he picked up the letter off the floor without any commotion. Like all these motherfuckers like jumping, struggling to get it. It was just on the floor. He picked it up, like no effort. Okay. Okay, so he's going to be in Challenger Pack 4 this November. Now, this is something I didn't write about, but this is actually really important. So there's like a season pass, right, for all the Super Smash Brothers characters, for the new ones, right? 5 Challenger packs in one in the season pass. Terry is going to be in Challenger Pack 4. There's another one in that first initial season pass that hasn't been announced yet, but they did announce that there's going to be another season pass of challengers, new challenger packs.
Makes
Afterwards.
sense. Just
So
they turned Smash Brothers Ultimate into a platform to just keep adding to it.
So
it makes perfect sense.
If they repeat if the next season pass has 5 new characters, that means there's going to be at least 6 new Super Smash Brothers characters in the future. Okay, that's if the next season pass also has 5, it's going to be another 6. So that was probably one of the biggest things announced in Nintendo Direct. I mean, right there.
So Akir says he's kind of like the redneck version of Ken from Street Fighter, and Ken from Street Fighter is a knockoff of Ryu. So
yeah, redneck version of Ken. Ken is supposed to be like really rich family, like real privileged fucking guy who I don't know how he met Ryu, because Ryu's like a traveling bum, kind of, but you know he's a samurai traveling warrior, dude. He goes wherever life takes him. You know? Okay, that's it for Smash. So that's real cool that they're going to keep adding, and so far with the most recent Challenger packs, they've been focused on third party. You know what I mean? Banjo-Kazooie, Terry, Joker.
the only one that wasn't third party was the Piranha Plant, I believe.
And the Piranha Plant, I don't think it was really part of that Challenger pack. That was like
I thought he was the first Challenger.
He's not. I don't think he's considered part of like the 5 Challenger packs. Like he's not in that season pass thing. Well, maybe 5 plus 1. Piranha Plant, it was kind of like he's kind of like his own thing. Like he is like an addition, but when they show like what was in the season pass and what's been revealed, what's been released so far and what hasn't, they don't include Piranha Plant.
Oh, Dragon Warrior was the 4th one. Got it. The Dragon Quest hero. Yeah.
Hero that has like 4 or 5 different skins and they all look pretty unique.
Yeah, because they're all the main characters from the Dragon Quest games.
Yes. Okay, so moving on from Smash from the Direct. This is something
that was for ordering the season pass. Got it.
For ordering. Okay, so Nintendo Switch Online will be adding a collection of Super Nintendo games to their catalog of games to play, right? And these, if they have multiplayer, you can play online multiplayer in these games. Okay, so that's something you can do.
That's nice.
For the NES ones that have 2-player, you can do that already. So there will be an official SNES controller tied into the new editions that will retail for $29.99. So that's something there. And,
they look good too, and they're wireless.
Okay, so the games that will launch in this collection include Brawl Brothers, Breath of Fire, Demon's Crest. Also, these are already out.
I'm talking. Yeah. I have to say, like one of my favorite RPGs is Breath of Fire, so I was actually happy to see that.
Okay, Breath of Fire, Demon's Crest, F-Zero, Joe and Mac 2, Lost in the Tropics, Kirby's Dream Course, Kirby's Dream Land 3, Pilot Wings, StarCraft, not StarCraft, Star Fox, excuse me.
There's a lot of really good games in this list.
Star Fox, Stunt Race, FX, which that's kind of a people are making fun of that game being in here, but okay. Super EDF, Earth Defense Force, Super Ghouls and Ghosts, Super Mario Kart, Super Mario World, Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island, Super Metroid, Super Puyo 2. That sounds like a game that was never released in USA. From
It's a falling match 3 type game. Think
Dr.
Dr.
Robotnik's
Mario.
Mean. I was going to say Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. Okay.
Probably that too.
Yes. Pokemon Puzzle League.
It's a falling matching game.
Okay. Super Soccer, Super Tennis, and The Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. Clearly, the big ones on this, you're looking at the Super Mario World, Super Mario World 2, Star Fox, Super Metroid, Super Mario Kart, and Link to the Past. Those are the main ones here. Pilot Wings. You know what?
Kirby's Dream Land is also a really good one. And as I said, the Breath of Fire series is one of my favorite JRPG series.
I take it this is the first one too.
Yeah. Like after this, I believe they transitioned over to the PlayStation 1, because that's where I played most of the Breath of Fire games, was on the PS1. But the series itself is really good, and I would definitely recommend it to anybody who is interested in classic games and stuff like
the
this.
Breath of Fire, they got US releases?
Yes.
God, for some reason I thought they didn't really come stateside until like Game Boy Advance. But if you're saying that they had US releases on PlayStation 1, okay. Okay. So I'll just go ahead and list these other titles that were announced and put on the release radar during the event. All of them are for Switch, so 3DS RIP. They are just not talking about the 3DS anymore, so it's kind of drifting off into obscurity of inconsequentiality.
They're like, oh no, we're totally still supporting the 3DS.
They will not. They will not talk about it without being questioned about it first. You know what I mean? That's their policy with the 3DS. Okay, so I already mentioned that Super Kirby Clash, that's out now. Deadly Premonition Origins, out now. Divinity Original Sin 2, out now. Now, there's going to be a Tetris 99 plus like a DLC expansion plus an online subscription, a Nintendo Online subscription bundle. That's going to be released. It's already been released. It came out on September 6th. This is like a retail thing. So this is like you go to a store, actually buy it. It'd all be in the box.
Because everybody wants to play Tetris Battle Royale.
And it comes with all that stuff included in that bundle. I am a mediocre Tetris player.
I'd like to see how much that's being retailed for. Because depending on how expensive it is, it might not be worth it. For that bundle, anyway.
I thought I put prices on these, but I guess I didn't for everything. Yeah, I don't have a price for the Tetris 90. I would hope it would be like $20-$30 or something. Okay, so Daemon X Machina, that's going to be released September 13th. Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, September 20th. Star Wars Jedi Knight 2 Jedi Outcast, September 24th.
It's $30. So Tetris 99 plus a year of Nintendo Switch Online is $30.
And there's a DLC in there that if you already had Tetris 99, would probably be like an extra $5 at least.
DLC separately is $10.
$10. Okay, so Dragon Quest 11S, Echoes of an Elusive Age Definitive Edition, September 27th. Overwatch, October 15th. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Complete Edition, October 15th. Little Town Hero, October 16th. Luigi's Mansion 3, October 31st for Halloween. Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020, November 5th. Pokemon Sword and Shield, November 15th. They had a section of the direct talking about the new Pokemon game. I didn't write anything about it. I think after that whole, Pokemon Bank issue, and they said like not there's going to be like less Pokemon in the new one than in the previous Pokemon games. I think that kind of killed off a lot of hype for that. And that isn't necessarily why I didn't write about it, but it's I have lost connection with what Pokemon is nowadays. You know what I mean? Like I mean Pokemon was
I'm
like the
excited to
shit.
see them make the transition to full 3D again, because they did do one back on the GameCube, but it didn't. It wasn't that good or something. I don't remember exactly. Didn't have GameCube. Didn't play it, but I heard mixed to negative things about it, and it was.
It wasn't really considered like a main series entry to like a generation, of Pokemon, but
Hmm.
this one is going to be Sword and
Yeah,
Shield.
so I'm looking. I'm personally looking forward to it because I do still play Pokemon. I find like it's one of those things that I've held over since being younger and stuff. So looking forward to checking it out at the very least.
Okay, so Doom 64. Okay, this is pretty badass. Doom 64 coming to Switch, November 22nd. Doom 64, that has only been on Nintendo 64. So this was like a game that you couldn't really play unless you had a cart for that, or you could play it emulated. I tried playing it emulated a couple years ago, and it was pretty accurate, the emulation, because the game was dark as fuck and you couldn't see anything. Okay. I played that game when I was like 9 years old, and that game was scary as fuck. You couldn't see shit. Like there was just things attacking you in the dark, and there were like actually like invisible or transparent enemies that you couldn't see that well anyway. And if they're attacking you in the dark, I used to be so fucking chicken shit playing that game. I rented it once that I would just go into the map mode where you just see like a triangle, and like I would just stay in that like as much as I could, just trying to move around. And also, you kind of wanted to do that anyway because the game was so damn dark that you almost needed the damn map just to make sure you were going in a new direction or something. I'm maybe kind of exaggerating a little bit on some of this, but it was just really hard to see stuff in 64. And it looks like on the Switch version that's coming out, they're brightening it up. So they're brightening it up so you can actually see things. And I hope that it makes its way to other platforms other than Switch. But for now, it looks like you can kind of play like every Doom game on Switch, pretty much. There might be like some kind of obscure Doom game. I mean, talking about obscure, Doom 64 is a pretty obscure game,
Hmm.
and it's good that I mean Doom 64. It's considered a good game. It is considered a good game, so it's very nice to see that this is coming back. They've brought Turok and Turok 2 Seeds of Evil to Switch, and with Doom 64 here, this is it's real nice seeing these old classic Nintendo 60 coming, like revamped for a new generation, updated controls and shit. That's real. Okay, so Return of the Obra Dinn, fall 2019. So they don't have a specific date for that. Dauntless on Switch, 2019. There's no specific date for that. Assassin's Creed Rebel Collection. That's Assassin's Creed Black Flag and Assassin's Creed Rogue. Assassin's Creed Rogue. That's going to be coming out December 6th.
Oh, that's
Um,
nice. Not sure about Rogue. Never played Rogue, but Black Flag was really good.
oh, I wrote the dates wrong. I wrote the date wrong. I put December 6th, 2020. No, it's December 6th, 19. I need to edit. Excuse me. Okay, so Tokyo Mirage Sessions FE Encore, the January 17th, 2020. And Animal Crossing New Horizons, March 20th next year. Trials of Mana, April 24th next year. Deadly Premonition 2, Blessing in Disguise, 2020. Rogue Company, 2020. Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, 2020. Now, that last one, that's what they closed the Nintendo Direct on. Okay, so Xenoblade Chronicles, that was the first entry into that series. That's where Shulk came from, who came to Super Smash Brothers 4, right? So Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition was the final game showed at the Direct. It's going to be a remastering of the Wii game, which came out in it came out to different platforms in between 2010 and 2012. I think it came, to like Japan first, and then it came to Europe, and then the US. But it looked, when they do that, I guess when it came out, they didn't think it was going to be worth selling in the United States. Like, it was too JRPG-ish. Like, people wouldn't buy it.
It's a very grindy game. Like, very grindy.
So, initially when it came out, they thought it wouldn't appeal to American audiences. We got the weeaboos over here that, they'll get on that shit. There you go. Okay, so following the Nintendo Direct stream, there was an exhibition of Banjo-Kazooie in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate by the game's director, Masahiro Sakurai. He said that Nintendo is on good relations with Microsoft, who allowed their classic rare IP to make it to Smash, this year.
Mm-hmm.
He even said that people should go play the remastered games on Xbox One, thereby doing an ad for another platform besides Nintendo. Very strange. Multiple people in the room laughed when he said this, because that's just something you usually don't do at all. And something so many people thought could never happen has finally happened. Banjo-Kazooie has finally made it back to Nintendo. Everyone that's been longing for this can't stop smiling about it. Also, Zach, you said something about playing the new Pokemon. You would need to get a Switch, right?
Yes, I would.
So would that be a system seller for you? Would that be like one of the first games you would get with it?
It is a system seller for me because it's what got me to upgrade from a DS to a 3DS.
You're getting a Switch now?
I held off for a very long time on getting a 3DS, but then when they announced, the next Pokemon game is going to be on a 3DS, I'm like, well, I guess I'm getting a 3DS now. So,
The gods have spoken.
Super Smash Brothers Melee was a system seller for me to get a GameCube. It was a system seller for me to get a Wii. Well, not Melee, but Brawl. Super Smash Brothers 4, that was a system seller for me to get a Wii U. And I'm probably going to get a Switch eventually, and it's nice that they came out with the revision with better battery life.
mm-hmm.
If I was going to get a Switch, that would definitely be the first game I get. I've said that I have Breath of the Wild on Wii U already, so that wouldn't necessarily be one that I wouldn't rebuy that. I would probably get Super Mario Odyssey as a second game.
I'd probably get one of the Pokemon games, followed by Breath of the Wild, and then probably Odyssey.
No Kirby? You guys are sleeping on the pink Kirby.
Kirby's I like Kirby. I liked his earlier games, but he's just kind of been they kind of put him on child mode for a while, and he just never got out of there. Same with Yoshi. Well, let's be honest. They kind of put them on kid duty.
That was just my childhood.
I'd like to see a more core Kirby game instead of like the Woolly World and Kirby's Epic Yarn and stuff like that. Like, no, just give me a Kirby game. Just give me please. And same with like I wouldn't mind seeing a more normal Yoshi game too, to be honest. But
That's fair. I see that.
But yeah, like since they're on kid duty, like they're on daycare duty.
I just imagine them in this playpen with all these little children making their sounds.
Yeah, it's just like I'd rather not for right now. I am excited for Super Metroid 4 Metroid Prime 4 whenever that comes out.
There was absolutely no mention of that.
Yeah, I'm not expecting there to be one at least until next E3. But the fact that it's that it's missing them already after just being announced, it's like, man, get our hopes up for nothing, man. What the fuck?
So that pretty much concludes what I have to say about the Nintendo Direct. I thought it was very...
And yeah, what Okir said, Breath of the Wild 2 would also... Like, that would definitely be on my list whenever that comes out as well. Like, we got a teaser trailer for it. And we got a teaser for Metroid Prime 4 also, but we'll see. I'll believe it when I hold the whatever format it's in when it finally comes out in my hands.
Yeah, that makes me wonder if they keep postponing some of this shit. I mean, there might be like there could be like a Switch Pro release either next year or the year after that. That's going to be backwards compatible with the original Switch, and it's going to be just some kind of new, more powerful hardware to better compete with what the PS5 is going to be doing. Now the thing is, they're not direct competition. I mean, Nintendo has kind of like not really been competing.
Nintendo has literally come out and said, like, we're not competing with them. Like,
they haven't competed with the other main platforms since the GameCube, and the GameCube, it sold less than the Xbox, and the PS2 just like dwarfed everything back then. But the Wii, that was the first console when they released, like, we're totally just
doing our own thing.
Yeah, and that thing sold like gangbusters, and it also collected a lot of dust for a lot of people.
Yeah,
kind of like the Wii U, but the Wii didn't sell as well.
Mm-hmm. Probably that's mostly down to like how they marketed it, and there was a lot of confusion. Like, is the Wii U like an upgrade to the Wii, or is it its own console? Like, they actually had to release like a notice or whatever saying, yes, the Wii U is a separate console. Like, it is not an upgrade to the Wii, like the Wii Motion Plus or what have you. Like, yeah, they actually had to do like a press release on that because there was so much confusion.